Indian nationals have overtaken Albanians and are now the second largest group who are crossing the Channel. So here's some figures for you. 675 Indian nationals arrived on small boats in the first 3 months of the year. That's almost 20% of the total number of people. The most common group is Afghans, who accounted for 24% of all arrivals. But why are so many Indian nationals making this journey when India, as far as I'm aware, is a safe country? And also, as well, we do have a pretty generous migration scheme with India, to say the very least. I can speak now to Jeremy Hutton, who's from Migration Watch. Jeremy, thank you. So, what's going on? I mean, has India suddenly become a human rights cesspit? Is there a massive war on or something? What's going on? Why are we seeing so many Indian nationals now claiming asylum?
Hi, Patrick. Thanks for having me, first of all. Yes, well, India has recently been announced as the most populous country in the world, overtaking China. So there are, of course, billions of people in India who are, hundreds of millions of people in India who are now eager to make the trip to the UK because, of course, it's a country of great opportunity. And there are all sorts of people in India who do have, certain talents and maybe can contribute something to the UK. But there's also a lot who can't make it here on established legal routes. And so they try and take these illegal routes into the UK. In recent years, Indians have been one of the nationalities who we have to return to their country the most. And they're also the group most likely to overstay their visa if they do come legally. So there's a massive appetite for them to come here. And the deals established with India just aren't doing a good enough job to ensure that they do get sent back there when they overstay. Yeah,
Jerry, I mean, I remember when it emerged that the Indian populace was deemed the most likely to overstay the visas, and certainly when it came to the student visas. And there was absolute outcry. Oh, my gosh, you can't possibly say that, even though it's just a fact. Some allegations of racism being lobbed about. And now we're seeing Indians overtaking Albanians coming across the Channel. Presumably, we're not really supposed to be talking about this either, just because if you call them economic migrants, that is to undermine the plight of people who are, Jeremy, definitely economic migrants?
Absolutely. There's no doubt that there are areas of India which do struggle with certain problems. Certainly the northeast region of India has quite big separatist issues. But at the end of the day, India is a very, very large country. There's no need, if you're suffering from persecution, say, in one small corner of it, why you can't just move to another part of it. And it's also got a very well-established government with robust governance structures. So there's absolutely no need to make the long trip to the UK pleading poverty, when even if you felt need to do that, at the end of the day, there's a lot of closer countries to go to. So it's very clear to me that these are economic migrants, not genuine refugees.
Presumably, Jeremy, though, you're about to deliver me and indeed the nation the tremendous news that because we have, as a country, designated India as safe, and we already have far too many people in hotels, and we're having to commandeer, despite the fact that we've got around 7,000 homeless veterans, we couldn't possibly house them. We're going to have to commandeer, ironically, former military bases to house people who've entered this country illegally. What you're about to tell the nation, is it, Jeremy, is that as soon as somebody sets foot on British soil here in one of those small boats and they say, I'm from India, that we've got a comprehensive returns agreement, and if you can forget your flights to Rwanda, they'll be going to Delhi instead, will they?
I wish I could say that, Patrick. That would be wonderful to hear. In 2021, there was a memorandum of understanding agreed with India, which should have increased cooperation on returning illegal immigrants. In reality, if you read between the lines, look at the details, what that requires is from the from the British government to do is just impossible, because if they throw their passport in the ocean on their way over, then there's not very much we can do to send them back. And because we're trying to agree a trade deal with India and they want to increase immigration access, they're very reluctant to do much about illegal immigration. And in 2018, for example, the government here actually estimates that there were around 100,000 Indians overstaying in the UK. And it's not clear that India would actually want them to all go back to India, quite frankly.
Jeremy, look, thank you very much, in a way. Jeremy Hutton there from Migration Watch, just breaking that news to us, of course, that the amount of people coming over in small boats from India has now overtaken the amount of people from Albania. So we're seeing a shift in the procedure that's taking place there.